So we can start.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to factorize, okay? And this we have 4 terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 terms in all. Okay, so normally what you have to do is that normally when you have 4 terms to factorize, the ideal thing to do is to group them to 2. So we group this one 2 and 2. So what we are doing with this first one is that we are looking for common factors. First the numbers and with the letters, and we bring them out. They have the quotient. The same thing we're going to do here. But looking at 1 over 4 here, and we have 1 here, this is now a fraction. The number we are dealing here is a fraction. And there is 1 here, so we also need a fraction here. But in this unique case, we need a fraction that will have the same denominator as 4. So and there is 1 here, the coefficient is actually 1. So the best thing to do right now is to change this 1 to become 4 over 4, so that we can have the denominator as 4. So we're going to have 1 over 4 pqx plus, in place of the 1 here we have 4 over 4, which is the same as 1 anyway. Now translating pqy minus bcx minus 4 bcy. But you notice that this place we have 1 here, which is not a fraction. And we have 4, which is not a fraction. So we don't need to change any of these things to fraction. Okay, you can pause it. Okay, start.
Yeah.
Okay, so this 4 over 4 is just like 1. So we just want a smart way of writing the 1 here. Since the coefficient is in fraction, we want to change this on the fraction. But since this one is only 1, which is not a fraction, and this is also a fraction, we don't temper with this. So mathematics sometimes we manipulate to see what you are solving. Now when you have 1 over 4 and 4 over 4, you can now bring 1 over 4 out all the time. Whatever the denominator is what you bring out all the time. So if you bring 1 over 4 here as the common factor for these two coefficients, if you look at p here, we have another p here too, so p is also coming out. If you have q here, you have another q also coming out. But we have x here, we don't have x here. We have y here, we don't have y here. So far, that is the common factor. So we have a common factor, but how do we get to know? So this is what you're going to do. Normally, you take the whatever it is, the term here divided by the common factor. So if I have 1 over 4 divided by 1 over 4, that will give me 1 over 4 times 4 over 1, and that will give me 4 over 4, which will give me 1. So in terms of number, we are going to have just 1 here. We are going to just have 1 here. Then we also have pqx divided by pq. So this p will go, this p will go, this p will go. Let me call it x. So actually what we have here is only what? X. Okay, so we have only x here. So we have our plus. Now, you want to find the quotient for the second term as well. So here we are going to have 4 over 4 divided by this 1 over 4. So that will give us 4 over 4 times 4 over 1. And that will give us 16 over 4. And that will give us 4. So we have 4 here. So when we have pqy divided by this pq, we will left with only y. So we have 4y here. Okay. Now we have our minus here. Now this is very simple. We have b here, we have b here, so b is coming out. We have c, c is also coming out. Okay, so we have bc is coming out. And when we divide here, we are left with x. Then let's look at this one. See, there's negative here, there is negative here. So you have to think this on the positive, so that when you are multiplying back, you have the negative. If you maintain this one as negative, when you multiply by half positive, it means that your work is wrong for you. So if you divide here by bc as well, we are going to have 4, the bc will cancel out 4y. You'll notice that s plus 4y is here, s plus 4y is here. So we have what is here, the same as what is here. So now you're going to have 1 over 4 pq minus this bc into one bracket. Then we pick one of these quotient, which is what? X plus 1, 4y. And that is all. Okay.